Hello, this is Ryan Zakos with Zakos Realty and Design Group here out of Sarasota, Florida. Today I want to jump on here and talk to you about a topic that we often hear in this business when we're helping relocation buyers relocating from out of state and they're trying to determine exactly where to live. But one of the biggest areas of conversation is, do you want to be in Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, or Venice? So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about 5 reasons or 5 points why people choose those specific locations. And hopefully in that, you'll determine or be able to realize exactly what is the drawing point for each one of those areas. I personally was born and raised here in Sarasota, Florida. I know Sarasota like the back of my hand, and I currently live in Lakewood Ranch. Very familiar with Sarasota, being born and raised here. Very familiar with Lakewood Ranch as I've lived there now the last 5-7 years. And then my father actually lives in Venice. So he lives on Venice Island. He's a broker with me here at the firm. And so that's near and dear to my heart. They live right there on the island, and having that, golf cart and walkability is unparalleled in the area. So those 3 areas are definitely the biggest areas that we focus on, or that buyers typically focus on in the area. So I thought it'd be great to highlight each one of those. Kicking it off, I want to talk about Lakewood Ranch over Sarasota and Venice. So, when I'm talking about why do people choose Lakewood Ranch instead of Sarasota or instead of Venice, a big drawing factor for Lakewood Ranch is that it's newer and new construction. Lakewood Ranch was first developed back in the mid-90s. The first neighborhood is Summerfield and Lakewood Ranch. It was developed in 95, 96, and that's the oldest neighborhood. So from that perspective, it is a very new master plan community. And obviously there's a lot of new construction that is still going on today. And there's a lot of future development projects. I think right now the population of Lakewood Ranch is about 50,000. And, when fully completed and fully built out, we're expecting closer to 100,000 residents in Lakewood Ranch. People are drawn to Lakewood Ranch if they are looking for new construction. Sarasota doesn't really have many new construction communities. Sarasota was developed obviously a long time ago in the early 1900s and was built out from downtown Sarasota. So if you're looking for new construction, you pretty much have to be east of I-75 and then south and north. Obviously that northeastern quadrant of Sarasota County is now WATERSIDE, which is the Sarasota County side of Lakewood Ranch. Majority of Lakewood Ranch is in Manatee County. So if you're looking for new construction, Lakewood Ranch is a very hot area for that. Number 2 reason why people typically choose Lakewood Ranch is for the traditional gated community aspect and the amenities that they offer. So there's a lot of people that are coming down from out of state or coming over from out of state, and they tell us, like, I want to be in a golf course community. I want to be in a gated community. I want to be in a community where it's like a resort style living, a resort pool, a fitness center, a culinary center, a restaurant, bar, all these things in the community itself. You will not find that in Sarasota. Typically, there's a couple really nice, older established golf course communities that offer this. In Prestantia, the Oaks are a couple to name a few. But in general, there's a ton of golf courses in Lakewood Ranch. I think there's about 13 or so golf courses in Lakewood Ranch, and all those newer communities that they're building and developing with that mindset of how do we make this a resort style living community. Number 3 reason why is school zones. You can pretty much drop a pin anywhere in Lakewood Ranch and you're going to be in a wonderful school zone with school district, elementary, middle, and high, all very high rated schools. So that's a very big attraction for being in Lakewood Ranch. Number 4, the median age. If you're looking at Sarasota, if you're looking at Venice, the median age is going to be mid-60s and higher, depending on obviously what section you're looking for in those areas. Lakewood Ranch, the median age is 47. So it's very big with young families, young professionals. Obviously the school zones, the school districts are a big proponent of attracting young families, but and obviously the communities themselves as well. They're big with families love them, young professionals love them, and the golfing and stuff like that. So very much younger in nature is Lakewood Ranch. And that's another reason why people want to be a part of that. They feel like it's more active. And that leads us to number 5, which is the active lifestyle that Lakewood Ranch has. Lakewood Ranch has 2 main downtown centers, one being WATERSIDE in Sarasota County, the other one being Lakewood Ranch Main Street. They offer tons of different events. There's First Fridays, there's farmers markets, and then there's tons of clubs from biking to cards to yoga. There's tons of different things going on in Lakewood Ranch. I believe Lakewood Ranch is about 150 miles worth of biking and walking trails. So in general, being that it's younger, it's very active, and people are drawn to that active lifestyle, especially when relocating from colder climates. So jumping into the second section, why do people choose Sarasota over Lakewood Ranch? One, the reason why people choose Sarasota is the proximity to downtown, things to do, entertainment, and beaches. Sarasota is a lot bigger of a city. It's a more established city. Early 1900s, it was developed and established and has grown out from there. But because of that, it has a wonderful downtown area, tons of performing arts, Oslo Theater, Van Wezel. There's Broadway shows, there's musicals, there's tons of stuff to do in the downtown area. And so that's a huge attraction for people who want to be here in the area. Number two would be the waterfront culture lifestyle. I think being in Sarasota, you have easy access to all the different things that are on the waterfront up and down the coast. Right in downtown Sarasota sits on the bay, Sarasota Bay. We cross that Ringling Bridge. It leads you to St. Armand Circle on Lido Key. Wonderful retail shopping area with restaurants right there on Lido. Lido has its own public beach. Then you could shoot down to Longboat, shoot up to Anna Maria, shoot down to Venice. Basically, you're in the central hub for being a very good waterfront culture lifestyle. And there's actually a lot of clients that we're working with that fall in love with the waterfront culture in Sarasota over that of Pinellas County or Fort Myers or Naples or whatever. They feel like Sarasota has this very unique concept, and it's really that waterfront lifestyle is integrated into the culture here. Number three, proximity to shopping and dining. I think Sarasota now has I think it's 25 Zagat rated restaurants. If you're a foodie and you're really looking for dining at a high level, Sarasota's got everything that you can imagine to offer. From Italian to seafood to steak to, anything, you name it. People love to be close to all that side of Sarasota, being just a short 5-minute ride to the 10-15 Zagat rated restaurants here just in the downtown area, then obviously in the surrounding areas as well. That's a huge proponent. And obviously with UTC, the malls, there's 2 main malls and then UTC now, University Town Center here in Sarasota. So have the proximity to pretty much any retailer you could think of, any large big box store, as well as the small niche stuff. They're all here local and easy access or easy accessible. And that's a big draw for people. Next thing I want to talk about, number 4, is centrally located. Sarasota being it's only an hour south of Tampa, about 40 minutes south of St. Pete, an hour north of Fort Myers, Naples. You're about 20-25 minutes, depending on where you're at in Venice. You need 20-25 minutes to Lakewood Ranch. So it's right in the thick of everything. It's easily accessible, whether you're shooting I-75 north, US 41 north, US 41 south. It just gives you great accessibility to everything. And also having the International Airport of Sarasota Bradenton, International Airport of Tampa, St. Pete, and then Fort Myers, and even Punta Gorda as an airport as well. Gives you really easy travel accessibility as well. So people really like that about Sarasota. The last thing for number 5 would be the proximity to jobs, industry, and opportunities. For example, we're a real estate firm here out of Sarasota. I live in Lakewood Ranch. Father lives in Venice, but we strategically, intentionally chose Sarasota because it's easily accessible, for clients in Venice, for clients in Lakewood Ranch, for clients in Pinellas. It's also, known being here right in the middle of downtown Sarasota. It's enjoyable for people to come, sit in our office, learn about real estate, and, make a day of it as well. Largest employer in Sarasota County is Sarasota Memorial. I think the 2 leading industries are medical and then finance. Tons of opportunities. So that's a big reason why people choose Sarasota as well. For whether you're an entrepreneur or looking for industry, Sarasota is probably going to be the main place you would find that here in the area. So that's the 5 reasons for Sarasota that people choose Sarasota over Lakewood Ranch and Venice. I already touched on Lakewood Ranch. Now I'm going to dive into Venice. Why do people choose Venice over Sarasota or over Lakewood Ranch? Number 1, the island lifestyle, walkability, bikeability. So whether you're on the island, it's amazing that you can literally walk from downtown to the beach, or depending on where you're at on the island, bike to downtown or the beach, or golf cart. You don't have to cross a bridge. One of the only places in the country where you don't have to cross a bridge to go from downtown to the public beach. And I think that's an amazing aspect. So whether you're being entertained with live music there on Venice Ave or Miami, you could shoot straight down Venice Ave to the beach and enjoy that. So that kind of whole lifestyle culture. It's an island feel, and very laid back. And then also, even if you're not on Venice Island, like South Venice, for example, which is just south of the island, there's a wonderful park there. If you're a part of the South Venice community, there's a ferry that takes you to essentially a private beach, and you can bike ride to that. You can walk to that depending on where you're at in South Venice, but it's very active lifestyle and it's very easily accessible. You can pretty much be anywhere in Venice, whether you're on the island or not, even Eastern Venice, and be within 15 minutes of the beach. So I'm going to talk, that's number 2, is the proximity to the beach. So being that, like I said, you could be in Welland Park, Jacaranda Trade, Nokomis, which is just north of, the north side of Venice, directly east of the island. You're probably only going to be within 15 minutes to the beach, no matter where you choose to land. The proximity to the beach is a huge thing. And then Venice Island has, I believe, 8 different public access points, from the jetty at the north side all the way down to Casperton on the south side. So tons of beach accesses, and everyone kind of has its own little appeal. Some people love Casperton for its rocks and natural formations, and then other people love Venice Beach or the different access points because it's more traditional beach. So there's different feelings, types of beaches that people enjoy. Number 3 would be price point for Venice. A lot of people choose Venice strictly for price point. It has kind of been that area historically that's kind of flown under the radar. So a lot of people are attracted to Venice because of that. What you might get in Lakewood Ranch for $600,000, you might be able to find for $500 in Venice, or $450 even, depending on what you're looking for. There is a big break on the price point. Obviously, if you're going to be on the island, the price point starts higher because of that proximity to the beach. But just Venice in general, the price point is historically and still lower than it would be in Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch for essentially the same type of house that you're looking for. Difference might be Lakewood Ranch, you'll find a lot more new construction opportunity, but you're going to be paying for it. Number 4, non-traditional neighborhoods and architectural differences. Venice it wasn't developed like Lakewood Ranch is, with these neighborhoods that are gated and more of that traditional neighborhood feel. Venice Island is a conglomerate of multiple neighborhoods, and each built by tons of different builders. So you get that vast difference in architectural style, from very uber modern places to mid-century to old ranch style homes to even like large plantation style southern homes. There's a great difference, and I think a lot of people enjoy that, where they're driving to Venice Island and every house looks different, it feels different, they're larger lots. And that's kind of even even going outside of the island, you kind of see that going across Venice in general. Obviously, if you go down to Welland Park, Welland Park is essentially a new Lakewood Ranch. It's a master plan community that's developing, tons of new construction, primarily new construction. So you're going to have more of the typical traditional neighborhoods that are gated and all kind of look the same. In Venice in general, it was developed in different buckets. So you have types of different architectural, a lot of areas that have no HOA, no deed restriction. People enjoy that about Venice. The last thing that I hear often why people want to be in Venice is less traffic. Sarasota has grown tremendously. Lakewood Ranch is continuing to grow tremendously, being that I think it's the second fastest growing, multi-gen community in the US. Venice is slid under the radar, and it's growing like crazy too now, because obviously getting all that overflow traffic, and with Welland Park growing like crazy, Venice is starting to see that or follow right behind. But people still enjoy Venice because it is more laid back. There is less traffic. So people want to be there because they do feel like it is removed a little bit from the Lakewood Ranch and Sarasota area. That real quick was just want to jump in and talk to you about those 3 areas, the reasons why our clients are choosing those communities specifically. And then hopefully in that, you'll be able to kind of get a vision for what each one of those communities looks like, feels like, and then hopefully that will help you determine where exactly you want to be. As always, I'm here for you. If you have any questions and comments, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please reach out. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.